We just figured out how to put this on.
We didn't know how to turn it on.
Yeah.
Good morning.
It's a bit difficult when you schedule it. I hope everyone's okay. We're having another hot, I think 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I'm always moaning about the weather and how hot it is in Japan. I mean, it's currently, about 9 o'clock and it's already 35.4 degrees. But apparently, something that I learned this morning, that this year has been the hottest summer on record so far.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What was it in the news?
Yeah, it was according to Google. So, yeah, very believable. It has been extremely hot. And I thought it was just me kind of being a bit of a wimp, because last year it just really didn't feel this hot. But this year it's been
exceptional.
Yeah, it's been very, very difficult. And I don't remember it being like this last year. But yeah, but there you go. We're kind of hopefully going to see the back end of that quite soon. And
so we had our little one off last week. She wasn't well, so I haven't been in the workshop since. So it's changed a lot since I've last come in here. I think it's since Wednesday. Have I not seen it? I've not been in here since Wednesday, so almost a week. And the cars, it's changed quite a lot. Do you want to just give a little update, what you just told me about?
So in the last video that we put out there, I do apologise that it was a little bit short and sweet. I just couldn't stretch the footage that much and make it exciting. It's not really exciting welding the frame into position, but that's exactly what we did. We welded this whole frame into position, and what I've been doing since then is there is a slight step from this piece of metal here to the body, and I fiberglassed over the area and I blocked it down. Then I've started applying the body filler, so that makes this framework part of the body. And you can see here, although it's got quite a sharp line that I'm going to get rid of, it actually is starting to take shape now. It looks like it's, and around the back as well here. If you remember, this was largely unfinished up here where it had been welded and ground down, and that's pretty much how I left it. And what I've done is I've just glassed over the welded areas, and then I've just started body filling it.
Is that the same over this side as well? I've not even been in here, so it's actually nice not to come in here for a while and see the changes. I don't know what you've been doing in here, so it's nice.
So on this side, it is pretty much the same thing, but as you can see there's a tiny smear of fiberglass along this edge. And what it is, that this has a pressing, it's a slight lip. I mean, it's probably something like 3mm. It's not even really worth trying to beat it out with a hammer. So what I've done is I've just put a light spread of fiberglass over this area, and then what I can do is just block it down like so. And then what I can do after that is I can then body fill out this area completely. We know that this part of the panel is very rough and dinged, and it did have some holes along here for trim, which we deleted. So there are some imperfections, so that all just needs to be body worked. Then it can be blocked down, and then we're going to get somewhere with this, because the next stage will be priming. So pretty happy with that.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting, because it seems that the back part has taken a long time. I mean, we were faced with a massive challenge. It was just rotten, wasn't it? There was no corners. In fact, there was no back, there was no tailgate, there was no framework, there was nothing. So it's all been fabricated, and this is almost like the final stretch. I mean, I feel so much happier, as you guys probably would be as well, once it's all in primer, because you can really see that shape pop, and you know that all the bodywork's done, and then it's just a case of keying it up ready for paint. So yeah, exciting times. What else has happened?
We've got Annette's joined us.
Good morning. Good morning,
Hi,
Annette.
I just walked round the rest of the car. So how long do you think before it's in primer? I like asking you this question because you don't answer unless you're on this.
I would, as I mentioned before, I'm really struggling getting this bodywork done in this kind of heat. And normally where I do large areas of body fill, I'm having to do quarter, maybe even half of that amount. What's happening is the filler is not liking this kind of heat. So I'm doing it slowly but surely. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but then in some places I'm quite happy that the car's relatively straight and it needs no filler at all. So it's difficult to say. I've still got the interior dashboard just to kind of key up and get that done, along with the underside of the bonnet, underneath the dash areas, things like that. And those little bits can take a little while, but if it's just the exterior, I mean, I don't think that's going to take that long.
So Annette says, is BedBug going to be two-toned?
Oh, we've heard this before, haven't we? It would be, I really think it'd look cool two-tone. I think the customer is going to go for a single colour. We're not 100% certain, but so far he's thinking that it's going to go black, which is actually quite cool. Black is actually the original colour of the front half of the Beetle. The oval was originally black when it left the factory, so that would be nice. But not only that, it screams classic car, and along with all the the backdating we've done with the crotch coolers, the roof panels, the back window, everything like that, it's going to look nice in black. You can't really go wrong with something like that.
Annette's on vacation in North Carolina.
Oh, nice. Holiday time.
RC says, good evening from New York. It's 8:06 p.m. here.
Oh, nice.
That's quite a good time, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good time. So I guess he's settling down, just had your dinner, and watching some cool videos on YouTube. Oh, as it goes, something that I was talking about the dashboard. I didn't remove the steering wheel when I did the repairs, and I can't remember even if I had the right socket or it's vanished, or I never did purchase one, but I did actually purchase a socket, and somebody was mentioning in the comments about the prices of Japanese tools, and this is actually a Japanese socket. It is made in Japan, and it's done by a well-known company. I call it Tone, but I guess in Japan they might call it Tone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've known it as Tone Tools, but let's call it Tone. And so something like that there, it's a 30mm socket. It's a relatively budget one from a really good company. It's a 1/2-inch drive, and it's a 6-sided. And that cost the grand total of £4, £4 English. And to be honest, that's ridiculously cheap. It's not going to see a lot of work. I mean, that's going to undo a steering wheel and put it back on. But saying that, I mean, for a good quality branded tool, that to me, if I had to buy it in the UK, I don't think I'd be able to get a, maybe something like a Draper tool would do something like that. But for that price, it's not going to be a Draper Expert, probably a Draper Value. But this does actually look and feel like a good quality tool. So that's quite interesting. So maybe in the future, see how I get on. Maybe I'll invest in a Ponnet or Tone toolkit and put it through its paces, because the tools here get absolutely smashed. I do work them really hard, and so far I've been using the Astro Products socket set, and it's superb. It's not missed a beat. It's been really strong, and so really happy with that.
Annette says, what colour for the interior?
See, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the interior. Most of the metal parts are going to be black, but as for, the steering wheel's also going to be black, and some other bits and pieces. But the seats, I have no idea what colour they're going to be trimmed. The door cards, no idea. There's going to be roof panelling in between those skylights, and probably a bit of panelling behind the back window. It'd be nice to see what he comes up with.
Can't wait to see it finished.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
exciting,
mean,
isn't it?
There's been when we originally talked about the project, it was just me getting the welding, the bodywork, the paint done, and things like that. I mean, I don't mind doing interior. Interior is actually quite satisfying because it's like the icing on the cake. But if he wants to do it, that's absolutely fine. And to be honest, I'd like him to do it because it gives him this kind of input into this truck.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I like the idea that the customer's getting involved. So I'd really like him to do that. So yeah, if he wants to leave me with the difficult bits and he does the final touches, that's absolutely fine. So we're uncertain. But another thing is, I thought this vehicle was going to have carpets. It's going to go for rubber mats, so that's going to be quite interesting, because the inside of the underneath the dash area has to be painted, which I paint it anyway, but it will be exposed. So that's actually a nice touch. I like that, instead of having the carpet set. So yeah, interesting. Can't wait to see what's going to happen with that.
And LD Polito says hello.
Hello.
Polito. Does that sound a bit Italian or?
Oh,
I'm
maybe
not
they
sure.
can tell us.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you watching from, LD? And RC said, yes, my after dinner relaxation. That's the best time of the day, isn't it?
Oh, time to relax, yeah. Yeah, I mean, your day's kind of ending and winding down, and mine is just starting to pick up. I'm going to attempt to do some video today for the up-and-coming episode, which will probably be dropped on the weekend sometime, so that'll be good. And yeah, I kind of hope that this video is going to be not too boring, because I really can't get my head around making an exciting bodywork video, and I've tried it in the past and it just doesn't kind of happen. But it is a seriously important part of the job. It's just not very entertaining to watch.
There is some exciting, I don't know if you're going to put it in this one or the next one, but we're going to go to an exciting festival, hopefully this Saturday, in a place called Shibukawa. And
yeah.
it's to do with, I don't know if it's called a belly button festival, or basically it's a load of men, they get their tops off and they paint different pictures on their tummies, like Oni, the devil, or just characters or different things, they paint them on their tummies. And the reason why is because they say that Shibukawa is the center of Japan, so they call it Japan's belly button. So basically they're celebrating this, but it's really exciting. The only thing is that's quite sad is I don't know of any more festivals after that. That could be our semi-last one for the summer, I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you've been watching the videos, you've noticed that I've tried to put in a little bit of Japanese culture at the end of the videos, and it seems to be going down quite well. Obviously you don't have to watch it, it's just a bit extra. We love Japanese festivals, but a lot of them are Japanese summer festivals, and unfortunately, yeah, if the summer comes to the end, so do the festivals. But don't worry, there is a whole ton of other stuff that I can film and add to the end. But I just wanted to squeeze in as much festival stuff while I can, while it's on.
Annette says, I find all your videos interesting, keep them coming.
Oh, great,
oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Annette. Yeah, so actually they do have one autumn festival, don't they, in October in Kawagoe, which is in Saitama.
Ah, yeah.
Which I think is perfect for people who really love festivals but can't bear the summer heat. So it's kind of cooling off a little bit in October.
Yeah.
So if you really want to experience a festival, they've got all the floats, it's super, super, super busy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very, very famous festival. They got so many floats.
It's massive.
Yeah, but if you want,
it's so crowded.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't like to come to Japan in the summer just because of this heat. So they miss out on a really, really great experience going to the festivals. But this one is ideal in October. If anyone's over here when it cools down a bit, if they do want to experience the festivals.
Yeah, I think if you were going to experience just one festival in your life, I think that's up there in my mind.
It
gives you a mixture of everything. Yeah, I know you get the crowds and things like that, but it kind of comes as a big package. People get excited, there's massive crowds, there's lots of food, there's lots of music, there's lots of drink. Lots of booze. Interestingly enough though, there's booze everywhere, lots of drinking, but we've never seen any type of problems.
No fights, no arguments.
You know, when they talk about a happy drunk, that's what a lot of Japanese people are like, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've seen so many kind of happy people because they've been drinking, and it's quite refreshing. There's never any problems.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
Although there is a little bit of police presence, it's a very small amount, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? A lot of the time they're just standing there smiling with their batons and talking to people. The police aren't actually getting involved too much. That's great. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, because it's nice to do, you can just relax, can't you?
That's
you don't think, oh, someone's gonna get into a fight behind me or something like that. It's just the atmosphere is great. Everyone seems to be quite happy. I think Takasaki last week was the first time we saw a couple of people who really had too much to drink, but they were just on the pavement, and trying to recover, I think.
They were young, and she had obviously had way too much to drink. She couldn't even lift her head up, and unfortunately, we couldn't do anything to help. We were kind of stuck in a massive traffic jam. Everyone was trying to leave at the same time. We kind of wedged our little car in between the traffic trying to get out, and we could see them on the pavement. So even if we did try to help them to take them somewhere else, we wouldn't have been able to get out of the traffic jam. So yeah, but we all know what it's like to maybe have a little bit too much or get a bit too excited, and that's just what's happening.
I think the difference is there's no violence. Okay, there's a couple of people on the pavement and they're just like, oh God, I've drank too much.
Yeah, that's right.
And then that's basically it.
Yeah, so it is a nice place to come and have a little drink if you're into that kind of thing.
I definitely would have one if we didn't have a little one.
Yeah, I do like the occasional tipple, but I don't drink for months on end, and then occasionally I might have a beer, and it is the best beer I've ever had every time that does happen. But yeah, I don't like to just in case anything does happen, I like the idea that I can just jump in the car and I'm totally legal.
And I think because we've got no family nearby, so basically it's just us two. If anything happened to one of us, we kind of like to be, well, one of us needs to be sober.
Yeah, so basically I don't drink, and you'll be knocking back the mojitos, and if anything happens...
Oh, monsieur.
Oh yeah, monsieur. I don't know if those guys know about that.
Plum wine.
Yeah, plum wine. It is a big thing in Japan, and a lot of people have their own family recipes, don't they? Their own home brews, and it's seriously strong stuff.
So we were talking to the neighbour about the heat in the workshop, and what was it, a couple of days later he came over with a massive, what is it, 2 or 3 litres?
It was a big jar
of monsieur, this alcohol, really strong alcohol. He said to mix it, but he was like, that will get you through the summer. So I think he's in his 70s, so it's probably quite a traditional.
Yeah, I think they have a nice shot of something, or maybe lots of ice cubes and a nice refreshing alcoholic drink, and keeps them young, keeps them busy, and the fact that they've made it themselves from the produce that they've grown themselves, and they can pretty much grow their own alcohol is amazing, isn't it?
So they gave it to you, but it's me that's drinking it.
Yeah, they gave it to me, but I have only tried a little bit.
Richard says, hello again from Adelaide, enjoying the BedBug series. Cheers!
Cheers!
And Annette says, my sister will be vacationing in Tokyo in October. Oh, so Annette, this festival is actually it's not in Tokyo, but it's not far, is it, Kawagoe? It's probably about 40 minutes on the train.
Yeah, I mean, depending where she is in Tokyo, because Tokyo is massive, and it just is over the border of Tokyo, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not so far. So even if you said it was an hour away, I would certainly make the effort. And there's a train station. The actual train station is almost in the centre of where.
Yeah, you step off the train and you're there.
That's right. You step off the train and you're there, and you just follow the crowds into the centre. So yeah, if anyone does come around that time, definitely.
If you're interested, I can.
Oh, we got some building work. Let me shut the windows.
I can try and find out the dates for this festival for you. If you would like to, if your sister would like to come over and experience it. Looks like we've got some work going on. There are kind of our neighbours, but they're not really, are they?
There's a factory next door. They're doing some work. They've just fired up a generator out there. I think they're getting the disc cutter ready. It's probably to get their own back, because I've got my disc cutter going all day long, and they're probably thinking, do you know what, have some of this.
We still don't know. So this factory closed down a few months ago now.
Yeah.
And we still don't really know what they're going to do with it. So. Yeah,
it's a shame. A lot of this goes for old houses as well. There's a lot of old buildings, old factories that the company for some reason or another will disappear, whether that's sometimes the actual building becomes end of its life and they just move out, but it's what happens to those buildings. Some of them just lie derelict, and the one that we've got locally is in really good condition, and it's massive, and it'd be really nice for somebody to repurpose that into something instead of it going to waste.
Yeah.
But you don't know. I mean, there's as I mentioned before, there's something called Akia in Japan, which are like abandoned houses, and there are millions of them scattered all the way across Japan. They're just empty houses that are just slowly disappearing, and they have started trying to sell them off for next to nothing, but they do need a lot of work. But the same goes for factories, and you know, it doesn't have to be a residential home as such. It can be workshops and things like that in the middle of nowhere, just rotting away.
Yeah, it's sad because I think a lot of people don't. There's a culture in Japan when someone no longer wants to live in that house or someone's passed away. They don't like to advertise because they think about their neighbours and they're worried about what kind of people come into the area. And so we see loads and loads of abandoned houses, but if you actually go on the websites, you don't really see much at all, do you? On the estate agent website.
Not on estate agent websites. When we both started researching this whole thing about abandoned houses, the idea was we could move to Japan, and for next to nothing we could pick up a house somewhere in Japan, ridiculously cheap. These do exist. I used an app website, I think it was called Akia Bank, and it had thousands and thousands of these properties, and yeah, so the idea was we'd snap one of these up relatively cheap. For example, they were listed for £1,000,000 yen, and it could be in the middle of nowhere. And you think £1,000,000 yen, that does sound
£5,000.
Does sound a lot of money, but it's about £5,000, and that's ridiculously cheap. But you may end up somewhere in a remote part of Japan where the town has just disappeared, and you end up. I mean, some people would like this. But if you've got a young family, obviously you need to think about, schools, nurseries and things like that, hospitals.
Or even just, because there was a house that we saw that was really nice. You remember the dentist house?
Oh, wow,
It was an amazing house, but
it was amazing.
All the houses next door were empty, and we just thought, our daughter's just not going to have any life around her, and it was quite off-putting, wasn't it?
It was, but interestingly enough, it was next to a nursery.
Yeah.
A huge nursery was next door, and that was thriving. So there was obviously
They
kids
probably come
commuting
from quite far, I'm guessing.
But that was in a place called Showa, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
but the neighbourhood was just, there wasn't any
There wasn't really a
neighbourhood.
neighbourhood as such, but it was an amazing Japanese house, traditional, very, very traditional Japanese house, with a beautiful roof and all the wood. And it was so impressive. And back in its heyday, that would have cost an absolute fortune. It even had a wine cellar. I don't drink wine, but I want a wine cellar. But it was just mind-blowingly great, but the location was not so good.
It was also near a river with not that much safety around it.
Yeah, that's right. There was a river there. It went over a bridge, and I think further up was it looked like a lake, but I have a feeling that it was man-made and it was a water catchment area. But it was still a very beautiful place. I think that if you were an older person, maybe you'd buy something like that.
That was 10 million yen, wasn't it?
It was a lot of money considering, but you couldn't even make the roof of that house for that price. Oh, and it also had a workshop as well, which made it even a little bit better, and a beautiful Japanese garden.
So Annette, I will find out the dates for the Kawagoe Festival, and I'll speak about it next time. I'm not sure if there's a way to message you to let you know. And Annette's saying, are you familiar with cart tours for tourists? You probably know about that.
For what?
Cart tours.
Cart tours?
Yeah.
Are you talking about these videos you see that people are driving Mario karts dressed up as Mario and Luigi and Yoshi and the rest of them zooming around Tokyo streets legally? I've not personally done it, and it's something that I would love to do a video of that in the future. I'm pretty certain that these guys will have a website where it's so popular with tourists that I think that you'd have to book in advance if your friend wants to do it. But I have seen it, and it's something that I would like to do. But it is an organised tour. You dress up as your favourite Nintendo character.
Which one would you dress up as?
I don't know. I do think that. I mean, I do feel I'm swaying towards Yoshi, the little green dinosaur. I mean, normally that would be my character of choice, but Mario, he is the big boss man, and I guess that if you're the leader of the pack, you've got to be Mario. I mean, obviously you'd be Princess Peach, or a mushroom.
I don't mind being a mushroom. Yeah, even that, Annette, if I'm not sure if there's a way we can contact you, but we can try and find out as well for the next live, maybe a website where she could book it.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a way of booking it. It's a popular thing. There's so much to do if you're in Tokyo. I mean, it's going to be one of the most popular destinations for tourists if they come. Because
yeah,
there's certain places. Straight away, people think of Tokyo, and they think of places like Kyoto.
Think of Gunma.
See, this is
we're very pro Gunma.
A very secret thing. People think of Japan as, you know, brand new technology, all the latest stuff, skyscrapers, you know, good food. And it is that, but it is actually a bit more. We kind of gone towards the more traditional Japan, and in Gunma, everything for us is there, isn't there? There's a lot of nature, and there's all those kind of interesting things like the festivals.
Yeah.
But what gets me is you go to places like Tokyo, and you'll be amazed the amount of technology that's there, that most up-to-date technology. But realistically, in Japan, they still use fax machines.
And really pixelated photos.
Yeah, the photos are done on very low resolution cameras, and even sound quality as well.
Oh yeah, they still use cassettes.
A cassette player? No, I've not seen a cassette player.
Yeah, I went to a little group with my daughter, and she had a cassette player.
Cassette player.
A little exercise class.
So the crazy thing is in Japan that they, although they have all this technology and they make the best, some of the best technology, I'm not going to say it is the best, a lot of people, they're older and they have no reason to change. You know, why would they have to start kind of trying to send emails and using computers when there's a fax machine there and they've used it for the last 30 years and everyone in the office can use it? There's no problems. So this is kind of their mentality. If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
But obviously the new generation that's coming in, everyone's got a smartphone. Oh, actually, I say that. I've seen a lot of flip phones. Do you remember those flip phones? Yes, you could still get them in Japan. They're not smartphones. And yeah, they still have those here as well.
I think my gran has one.
Yeah.
And she keeps losing it. Yeah, so technology is very advanced, but it's also sometimes very backwards, we find, don't we? The best things are probably the toilets.
Yeah,
they definitely have good technology with the toilets.
Once you've used a Japanese toilet, there's no going back, I'm afraid. You'll be forever wanting one in your own country, at home.
They do actually have a Toto now in the UK.
Yeah, finally.
Because I applied for a job there because I was so passionate about the toilets. But they never got back to me, but never mind. Sendit says, is there any good hiking or backpacking areas where you guys live?
Yeah, Gunma's known for.
Well, it's very mountainous, isn't it?
There is loads. There is loads. We're surrounded by mountains, and there will be organised trips and tours and things like that. A friend of ours is also, they do organised cycle tours.
Yeah. It's just too hot now, isn't it?
Yeah, at the moment they're not running, but when the weather cools down, they do organise cycle tours, which are good for, shall I say, foreigners or visitors, because they're English speaking, and which is great. And so maybe look into something like that. You will probably find something on the internet.
I think there's also ski resorts around in the winter, isn't there?
That's right.
In this area.
There are ski resorts where people go skiing, snowboarding, all that winter activities, and it's actually just over the mountain from us. So we live on one side of the mountain, which doesn't see a lot of snowfall. On the other side, it's a different story. It's like a winter wonderland, and people flock to these areas to do, well, snow sports. And you wouldn't have thought it in Japan, would you?
No, that's not, especially when you're feeling this heat.
Yeah, but hiking, and now I say it recently, maybe the last 10 years, camping has actually become quite a large thing. In the UK, everyone's always talked about camping, glamping, and having their own camper cars and things like that. And in Japan, people are converting their cars to camping, so there's a lot more facilities for that as well.
Yeah, people really enjoy camping out here, don't they?
They do, yeah, and it's now become popular. You can have your own barbecue there and cook your own food, and you know.
You make it sound glamorous, but it's still.
Yeah, well, the bugs are a lot bigger over here than they are in the UK. So.
It was just in the toilet in the middle of the night because it was the only place with lights. It was covered in all sorts of creatures, and it really put me off. So, not really my thing, but maybe one day we'll go. Let's see.
Yeah.
And it says it sounds beautiful. Well, it's definitely different. I mean, for me, because I lived in London for so many years, I guess where you lived was prepared you a little bit better for living in this kind of area.
I think it's totally different. I mean, you open the windows. Well, I opened the curtains in the UK, and you could see some green in the background and lots of brick-built buildings. You know, nothing wrong with that. That's just how it is. It's the UK, and you kind of get used to that, and not really thought anything of it. But over here, you open the curtains in the morning. You see traditional Japanese houses, rice paddies, rolling fields and mountains in the background, and sometimes a really amazing blue sky. So it's mad, really. It's so much to take in. It's a weird bug.
But I think when I was in London, I could walk everywhere, and then when I moved to Aldershot, you can't. It's really difficult without a car, isn't it? And it's the same here. You can probably walk to the shops. Well, not in this heat, but you would struggle without a car, I think.
Even though that some people may think that we're in the sticks, there's always a convenience store. Always a convenience store, and we've got one in walking distance. And if you're in the car, within 10 minutes in the car, I mean, God knows how many convenience stores you're going to go to. The convenience stores in Japan are amazing. They cater for everything now, don't they?
Apart from Pokémon cards.
Oh yeah, Pokémon cards. There seems to be a serious shortage of Pokémon cards. Recently we saw a story about a McDonald's Happy Meal, or, well, I don't know what they're called, a Happy Set. And they were giving away Pokémon cards, a little limited edition Pokémon meal. And these cards were so desirable that a lot of people were buying tons and tons of these meals, lots of them, just to get the cards out and basically throwing the food away. And that kind of made me a little bit sad, because
McDonald's had to stop it, didn't they? Because it was getting out of control.
They had to stop it, and for good reason, because that kind of behaviour, I mean, it's a waste of food.
I have to say though, it's the first time I've seen an altercation.
Yeah, I mean, this hit the news, and
there were people arguing, not fighting, they were just arguing about who got into McDonald's first, who was in the queue first, and they had bags and bags of Happy Meals. So yeah, the whole Pokemon thing is still really, really popular.
Yeah, it's still going strong. If you do find Pokemon cards for sale at your local convenience store, you may be limited to one pack per person. So just remember that as well. So
yeah, that's Family Mart.
I know you got to catch them all, and you got to find these Pokemon, but sometimes you just finding a packet of Pokemon cards and then being told that you can only buy one packet. Oh, it's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I managed to get 2 for your friend, and then my other friend asked for them. So I've been to 4 different shops now, and I can't find them anywhere. So, yeah.
I'm not clued up with Pokemon, I'm afraid. I think, I kind of missed that one. I missed the boat on that one.
And it says Pokemon got to catch them all.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly that. Got to catch them all. Yeah,
it's really... just wherever I go, they're sold out.
But as for Pokemon merchandise, you will have no problem finding that across Japan. You'll find everything from sweets, chocolate bars, breakfast cereals, noodles. I had some Pokemon noodles the other day, which was quite satisfying. It just goes on and on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's Pokemon everything.
It says, do they still have hobby shops in Japan? Is plastic model building still popular?
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan. Not necessarily the static models. I mean, I just don't have the patience for that. And those kind of people just blow my mind, the way they can build a battleship out of plastic parts.
Do you remember my
Yeah.
my aunt's husband?
He had one in the display
Displayed
case,
yeah.
and I was like, that's got to have taken years to build. But something I am interested in is Tamiya, the remote control cars. And when I was a very small child, I always dreamt about having a Tamiya. And when I went to Japan, my uncle bought me my first Tamiya, and I still have it to this day. And so it kind of had a real special place in my heart. And the local what's it called? Shopping mall has a place called, I think it's called Tam Tam. Yeah, I think it's called Tam Tam. It's a model shop. It covers everything from little figurines to large scale models to all the remote control cars and spares. So it is a big thing. And if it's about the remote control car things, or these, I think they're called Tamiya mini 4-wheel drives. You put 2 little batteries in them, they go around a track. They have got a massive track there. So they hold competitions, and they've also got little drift circuits as well for your little remote control cars. So it still is a big thing.
Yeah, I just left you there, didn't I?
Yeah, you've zoned out. Yeah.
Where did I go? Probably to the 100 yen shop. Yeah, it's quite a nice shopping centre there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so they do.
Don't get started on the 100 yen shops. Those places are epic, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. You could probably spend quite a few hours in them if you go to a big one.
Yeah, totally.
Send It says RC cars is really big in America, believe it or not.
Really? It's funny because in the UK, in the I think it was late 80s, 90s, it was massive. There was this massive craze. There was trucks being built all over the UK, little dirt ones and even tarmac ones. And years later, I did find one where a place where I was working. I was on a test drive. I was on a test drive on an old Volkswagen. Obviously, it broke down. So I kind of limped it into a car park. And as I was waiting for recovery from, one of the people I work with, I looked over a fence and I saw a remote control car circuit tarmacked, and it was a club that is still going now, and they still race them. But after that, I've seen nothing. I've seen videos of derelict remote control car like racetracks from back in the day that just kind of just left dormant and eroding away in Japan. But I don't know of anything apart from this RC circuit that people are, it's an indoor one.
Is that here?
Yeah, that's just at the local shopping centre.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the UK.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that could be a sport again, but I feel that people have, it's not so popular. Back in the day, in my day, people were very hands-on. You'd be out there fixing your skateboard, fixing your BMX, building your remote control car, putting it in your rucksack, getting on your BMX, things like that. And it was all very like that. Everyone got their hands dirty. Everyone was playing with their tools, and fixing their bikes and fixing whatever. It was all like that. It's very, very hands-on. But now it seems that you're nobody unless you've got a smartphone and a Nintendo Switch and a portable games console. We've seen kids just lined up, sat there in groups, and they just sat there on their phones. Even when we went to a fireworks display, didn't we? And they were actually just sat there on their
took
phones,
a couple of
looking
pictures,
up.
and then that was it, and then back on their phones.
I feel that maybe we need to go back to the more simpler, happier times in my eyes, and get our hands dirty and start fixing things instead of kind of, me being more focused on technology, and maybe it's a bit too much. But I'm glad it's still good in America. I'm glad they're still kind of promoting that kind of thing.
Send It says most people are into off-road cars over here.
They are getting mental now, those off-road cars. Yeah, they're getting insane. They're ridiculously fast now. If we're still talking about remote control cars, I don't know, but they have become so fast now. The scale speeds of those are just so insane. It's all to do with technology, though. It's all about, if it's electric, it's brushless motors and kind of lithium batteries, or those ones that explode when they get too hot. But yeah, they're just out of control, which is fun. I like that. It gives you something to fix when you crash it.
I wouldn't want to crash it. I'd probably just keep it in the box.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby as well.
Yeah. I remember you buying bits and bobs.
Yeah, to fix these.
And painting them, and I used to think, oh God.
Yeah, and who would have thought that, they'd just be messing around with these little plastic kind of remote controlled cars, that they had such a, for me it was sentimental, but the whole vintage collecting thing is quite an expensive hobby now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you'd be scared to use it.
Especially if you didn't have money to repair it.
Yeah.
You're so upset.
Yeah, and it to get broken. That's right.
Send it. It says Mario needs to be banned.
Mario needs to be banned. It's addictive.
I've never had any of them. I think the only one I had was The Sims, but it was addictive. I used to go home on my lunch break, get the bus to go home, just to play for 20 minutes and get the bus back to work.
Wow.
And I didn't really know how to play it. I just watched them like hanging out the washing. I didn't know how to play it, but somehow it's very addictive.
This is how it all started, this whole interactive gaming thing, and it's a big thing. It's a big thing, and now it's very portable. Before it wasn't very portable. It was all about going around your mate's house who had a games console, having a game together, and which was nice. It was kind of socialising, but now you can do it independently. You can do it on your smartphone, and that's it. You can be lost for absolute hours.
Yeah, I mean, people say different things about screen time. I think because we've got a little one, we do worry a lot about it. But I did see someone saying, just let them have as much screen time as they want, because that's their hobby and that's what they're going to get good at. But we've kind of tried to stick to definitely under 2 hours a day with her, haven't we?
Yeah, they always talk about screen time being a problem, but it's the adults that have the most screen time out of everybody.
Yeah.
You think about the amount of time that people are just on their phones, they're checking their phones, they're watching that screen, they're watching TV. It's just everywhere. You can't not have it in your life, but I think try not to get too immersed in it and disappear for too long, because I think the world will pass you by and you could have been doing something else, and a little bit maybe.
There was a quote actually that said, do something that makes you forget your phone.
Do something that makes you forget your phone.
So like when I take our daughter out and my phone's just in my bag. I don't like to take photos, but there's certain things that you do. For example, when I was playing the drums in Italy, I just left the phone in the room, and it was so nice. I had no reception. I was in a mountain, and it was just so nice not to keep checking, or has someone messaged, or do I need to get back to someone? It was just going back to when we were young, basically.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be away from it sometimes, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm in the workshop, I generally don't have my phone on me. I put it to one side. I don't keep it in my pocket because it will overheat or it will get damaged or whatever. So I just turn the volume up, turn the notifications on, and leave it to one side. But unfortunately, I do end up, missing calls, missing messages, and the rest of it. But a lot of people are quite understandable that there's not a lot you can do when this guy's kind of throwing an angle grinder around the workshop. You can't hear anything at the best of times. So, but I don't get as much screen time as a lot of people, I think.
I mean, the only person that calls us is the nursery. Nobody else really, is there?
Yeah, we don't have many people calling us. It's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm basically got my phone stuck to me because a lot of times our little one gets temperature at nursery and I have to go and collect her. So I'm so scared to miss that call, so I'm basically stuck to my phone. And as soon as she comes home, I don't mind just putting it on the side.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty important stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, so quite different topics covered today.
Not there's loads, isn't there?
Screen times, video games, a bit of festival.
Yeah.
Property.
But that's what this live is all about. It doesn't necessarily have to be car related. As the title of the channel is Mezureshi Life in Japan, and originally this was going to document our lives, and part of our lives is
this isn't Mario. Send it saying Mario needs to be banned because he keeps writing funny messages on here, so I'm just ignoring them. But I think he's talking about this Mario, not Mario and Luigi Mario. The game.
Well, that actually works quite well if somebody needs to be banned and they're watching the live. And we're saying that, yeah, you shouldn't be playing with Mario too much. It kind of is quite fitting, but
That's
yeah,
a bit of a coincidence, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's kind of just.
Oh, Annette says your channel is so awesome. Thank you, Annette.
I think it's a bit of an odd mix.
Yeah.
I must admit. I mean, it's normally when you watch a Japanese channel, if you're watching a Japanese car channel, a lot of them, if it's restoration work, I know that there's a lot of drifters that have Japanese car channels, but restoration work is normally carried out by a Japanese guy, a Japanese workshop, Japanese team of people, and then you have the people that are documenting their life in Japan, and there's quite a few of those, and yeah, they're really entertaining. But I don't think, as far as I know, there's
You've got a mix of the two, haven't you?
There's not a channel that does both, and it's not that we're fixed for either one. But yeah, my day is about the cars, and then my free time is about the culture.
Yeah.
So mixing them both together, I'm hoping that people can appreciate both. I mean, obviously they don't have to watch both, but it's great because it means that there's something that's on YouTube that even somebody like me in years to come can actually watch it back. It's a little bit like a library, isn't it?
Yeah, Send It says correct. So I think I misunderstood about the Mario.
Okay.
About the playing the games thing. Sorry about that, Send It. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't actually know how to block people. So Mario, I don't know how to block you. So
I don't even want to go down, down that road, do it's yeah.
No. Yeah. So if anyone, I will try to find out about that festival, the dates for the festival, and also booking the cart tours for anyone who's coming to Japan soon. So maybe we can share that in the next live. I'm not sure if Annette, you can message or comment on one of the videos, and maybe I can try and get back to you if you need to know sooner than next
possible
week.
to go through the email address, maybe?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. I think
Yeah.
it's on
So
there somewhere.
yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, we can get back, even if it's getting back to you on our next live.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do that, find out some more information for you. We're not scheduled to be in Tokyo for a little while, so if we were there, we could have.
Thank you, Annette.
Had a bit of a look around and got some more information. I mean, I've not done a video in Tokyo, so that would be quite good in the future to do that.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll go to Tokyo sometime this month to see family. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice. We'll do a little look around Tokyo. I mean that's what everyone wants, isn't it, when they go on holiday?
Yeah.
But what people need to realise that sometimes it's the untouristy things that are actually the most exciting. Well, for me anyway.
I think if you've got a lot of time, it's nice to see the more traditional way of life in Japan.
Yeah.
But obviously, when people come for 1 to 2 weeks, they want to see where, the hot spots, I guess.
Yeah, you've got to. If you're only coming to Japan for a couple of weeks, you're going to have a lot of stuff to fit in. But not only that, you need to remember about your body. If you've got a long journey, if you're coming from the UK and you're going to Japan, jet lag for me is a nightmare. And you spend most of your, the first part of your holiday kind of recovering and not kind of absorbing. If you can come to Japan for a little bit longer, that would be great,
Yeah, another thing that I will say, and this is something that we've noticed recently, even if you're not in the real touristy areas, like for example where we are, we went to the festival over the weekend, and we were just walking around the streets during the night, mostly because our daughter kept needing the toilet, but we discovered some new roads, and honestly there's temples and shrines. Even if you don't go to these major places, wherever you go, even in the quiet areas, there's beautiful temples and shrines that might not necessarily be advertised, but they're there, aren't they?
That's right. A lot of these things you probably won't find online. I remember one of the adventures I had. I was in Tokyo, and our family was staying around my uncle's house, and there wasn't enough room for me. So he booked a hotel down the road, and he drew a map, which was. Well, it looked very simple. Go down here, turn left, turn right. he got a couple of the traffic lights in the roads mixed up, but hey, you know, I'll find the hotel. Well, I didn't. I was on his bicycle and I was getting lost around these back streets of Tokyo, and it was amazing. It was late at night. There was the noise from all the arcades, the flashing lights and everything else like that, and I loved it. And the fact that he incorrectly drew the map and sent me on this wild goose chase.
Did you get there in the end?
I got there in the end on a bicycle, and it was like the best way to explore Japan.
Yeah.
I saw stuff that if I was on holiday, I would never have seen. You would never have seen that on a tour or anything like that. And that was just taking the wrong turn and going down these little roads and seeing just another part of Japan that I'd never seen. And yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I was waiting for the shops to open the other day. It opens at 9 o'clock. And I went down a street that I had never been down. And there was a huge temple. And this is a little bit unusual, but there was a temple and a shrine in the same location. Usually they're on separate grounds, but this one had them both in the same place. And there was a lot of English explanations about the temple. But in the shrine, it was filled with white foxes, not real ones, like little figurines. And the white fox is a symbol of that. Apparently the white fox led a monk to that temple way back whenever it was. But it's just like, oh, that's there. You know, every time we go out, we're discovering new places. And I would definitely say, don't just stick to, if you've got time, don't just stick to all these main cities and things. It's so nice to just go somewhere quiet, see how locals live, you know, see them growing their vegetables and interacting, shopping. You see, like when you go around the corner here, we've got an old lady selling grapes, and it's different and it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just if you've got time.
Totally different side of Japan. And something that we did a while back, we came to Japan and we hired a car, and we got ourselves.
That was great.
We got ourselves what in the UK was called a Nissan Micra, and a Nissan March in Japan. It had a very rattly engine, but it was a trooper, and we put it through its paces. We toured Japan. We did go round Gunma, and interestingly enough, where we've actually settled, we were actually only 10 minutes away from this area when we drove past, not realising that years to come that we'd come back and live in that area. But the thing is, we saw things that other people wouldn't see, and non-touristy type things, and we even covered touristy type stuff. And it was all to do with using the app. We booked hotels in advance and then had to drive to that area where the hotel was, and the journeys that we took on the way there were just amazing.
I would also
we saw some
say
amazing things and got some really good experiences, like a rose garden in the middle of nowhere, and coffee shops and things like that they're just hidden away, and you'll never know about this unless you don't have a destination.
Yeah, I would also say that driving in Japan is a lot easier than I thought it would be. Not in Tokyo, don't get me wrong, Tokyo was hard. But I think if you're going to kind of places that are away from the cities, I definitely recommend driving. Everything's much slower. The only thing I would say is the traffic lights are quite high up. They're quite further in front compared to the UK from the stop line. So I did go through a couple of red lights when I first came here, because I just wasn't used to where they placed them. But apart from that, and just make sure you stop at the stop line, even if the roads are clear. Those are the only two things. Oh, and at level crossings, you have to
level crossings. When the barriers are up on the level crossing, you don't just go over it. You go up to the level crossing. You stop. You look left and right, then you go over it, and regardless if it's got a stop line there or not, it seems to be kind of like an unwritten rule, so you need to bear that in mind.
It's actually written.
Well, it's a written rule. Some of them don't have a stop junction, stop
You have
sign.
to stop at the...
But you have to stop, even if there's not a stop junction, you have to stop. It's not like a giveaway. You have to go across, and so that's something that I didn't really know about.
Yeah, I did actually see a policeman hiding at a level crossing, trying to catch people not stopping. So yeah, just make sure you stop at the stop lines if you're driving in Japan. Anyway, I think I'm about to melt.
Yeah, I mean, let's just check to see how hot it is. Okay, so it's 38.2 degrees. That's with the windows open, the fan on, and the cooler on in the workshop so far. So I think later on today we're going to be hitting 45 and hopefully not 50 degrees, which we did see before. But yeah, it's going to, next couple of days are going to be hot. So I'm hoping that, yeah, I'll make it through to getting this next video out on the weekend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It was lovely talking to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Annette,
it's
for all
great.
your
And,
positive comments.
Yeah, we'll see
and
you
send it as
soon.
well. Yeah, and we'll find out those things for the next one. The information.
Yeah, if you've got any questions or anything you think that we can help you out with, just leave the comments. Leave it in the comments, and we'll do a bit of legwork. We'll do some research for you, and hopefully then we can talk about it on the next live. Maybe do something like that. That'd be cool.
Send it says 22 here in Seattle, but some smoke from forest fires up in Canada and Cascade Mountains. Oh dear.
Oh really? What was that? Say that again.
Forest fires.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think my phone actually feels like it's really hot now. I think we'll log off now before my phone goes off.
Yeah, we seem to have melting technology as well.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, take care everybody, whatever you're doing, and
See you.
stay hydrated. See you next time.
Cheers.